Very good evening to you and welcome to RTV News with me, Fiona Mbabazi. Judith Wize, the Minister in the Office of the President, has received, on behalf of His Excellency President Paul Kagame, a will written by the late Marianne Nyirangoragoza. Now, the deceased left the President her house and a plot of land located in Nyamasheke district of the Western Province. Before her death, Marianne said that the reason she had chosen President Paul Kagame as her heir is because of all the good things that he did for her after the genocide that was perpetrated against the Tutsis.
Marianne Nyirangoragoza had 10 children and was married. 8 of her children were killed along with her husband, and she took the remaining 2 to her relatives because neither she nor her other relatives were being hunted, so she believed they would be safe there. But they killed them as well, leaving her destitute and alone. She would later flee to Zaire, now the DRC, and was fortunate enough to be repatriated by the RPF in Hotanyi. Returning to Rwanda, she found that she had no one and nothing, leaving her with little reason to continue living. But the government came to her aid, building her a house and providing for her welfare. In her old age, Marianne was taken to a nursing home where she would live with others her age and socialize with them, something she was grateful for. She decided to write her will and name the only person she knew she owed the most, His Excellency Paul Kagame. Marianne died in July this year at the age of 73, and no one other than the local notary who helped her draw up the will knew that her heir is Paul Kagame. That is until on Tuesday. President Paul Kagame has decided to use the property that Marianne left him for the benefit of local residents in the area. Local residents are happy that the president is now officially their neighbor. With her final will, Marianne has indeed left a powerful legacy, and those who grew up around her say she always cared for other children as if they were her own. They say choosing the president as her heir was indeed a fitting way for her to leave all those in the area with something that they will all benefit from.
Now, Parliament has begun to vote a draft law that will allow the National Commission for the Fight Against Genocide, CNLG, to have its own president, vice president and commissioners. Now, the commission will also now be in charge of storing documents from Gacaca cases and also work closely with justice institutions here in the country and abroad. Now, the draft law is looking to make changes to the current law that was established back in 2007 that designates the executive secretary for the commission and a board of governors. FARC will now be in charge of advocacy for genocide survivors, while the advocacy for issues to do with trauma will now be the responsibilities of the Ministry of Health, though CNLG will still do up a follow-up. Now, parliamentarians noted that such changes could present certain challenges, though the concerns that were put to rest by the chairperson of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Unity, Human Rights and the Fight Against Genocide. Also present was the State Minister in the Ministry of Justice, Ambassador Solina Nyirahabimana, and she expressed confidence that all institutions and authorities that will take on these responsibilities will be able to handle them. Now, the draft law has 34 articles. Those living in high-risk zones in Kangondo 1 and 2 say that they are ready to relocate to Busanza in Kichukiro district. Now, they say despite the delay in the expropriation, they are ready to move. The city of Kigali says that the first group will soon be moving. The inhabitants of Kangondo 1 and 2 in Nyarutarama say that the situation of this place can put their lives in danger, especially during this rainy season. Given that this area is at risk, these residents believe that the expropriation should be carried out quickly, especially as the deadline granted to them has expired. Now, while there are those who are waiting to be moved from the risk area, some do not understand why. Now, those who have already settled elsewhere are satisfied with these conditions. After a mother that had resided in a rental house and then moved to Kichukiro in Kagarama, says that she now lives in a house with 2 bedrooms and a living room. Now, even though she has lost a lot, she is happy to have left the risk zone. The city of Kigali indicates that the project to build 420 residential houses in Busanza has faced various obstacles, including COVID-19. By December 15th, the construction work of the 420 houses in Busanza, where the inhabitants of Kangondo 1 and 2 will be installed, will be completed. However, it is reported that during this week, the first group will be moved into modern homes that are ready. The project to build around 1,000 residential houses in Busanza, including other infrastructural facilities in Gasabo district, will cost about 15 2.5 billion Rwandan francs. To other matters now, while Rwanda aims to produce 300,000 tons of meat a year from 200 tons by 2024, farmers say getting enough animal feed is the key to achieving this. Figures show that in the last 10 years, the number of small livestock has increased as about to 800,000 pigs and have now grown into 1,300,000, while the number of chicken has increased from about 6 million from 4 million. As this number increased, so did the need for livestock, in addition to the 150,000 tons needed per year, with only 70,000 tons of maize and 40,000 tons of soybeans available. Farmers say that as the industry grows, so does the amount of animal feed available in the market compared to the previous years. Some have opted to buy food processing machines for their livestock, and this is according to chicken and fish breeders. Statistics from RAB indicate that 43% of pigs are fed insufficiently. In all, these figures show that the production of meat from chicken is at 38,000 tons and that of pigs is at 54,000 tons per year, meaning that these animals in general are well fed, which could increase their productivity. At a time when Rwanda aims to produce 300 tons of meat a year by 2024, the country today has not yet reached its target that is needed, that is about 200 tons as of today. On behalf of the entire news team that made this news possible, thank you very much for being part of us. My name is Fiona Mbabazi. Have yourselves a lovely evening and a good night.